figured I might as well get this done before I forget. I was gonna wait till the sun came up, but it's like something in the morning now, and I'll probably end up forgetting after I wake up. But I realized in my last video when I was talking about the campout, I didn't say a single thing about actually what happened there. I was just talking about the people. It was just sort of one of those things. It was in my head and I wanted to get it out. But alright, now I can actually talk about how the night actually went. Like, okay, so I got there about 6. Everybody was in the pool, and as we're driving by we can see them all. And first person to greet us was Adrian. She actually came up behind us from the front door. I think she went around or something. Then I got changed, went in the pool with everybody. We were in the pool for a while, and then we ordered pizza from Roma's, I think. I've never had pizza from there before. And apparently that's like a big shocker to all my friends. They're just like, you've never had pizza from Roma's? No. It was alright. The wings were really good. Pizza. We didn't go in the pool yet. Oh, but then we went to go set up the tents. That was that was a blast. The first tent I got to help set up was the one I slept in. It was Lauren's tent. She had this huge tent that Eric, JC, Adrian, and I all slept in. And that one went up the fastest because we had 4 people working on it at the same time, so that one went up the first. And then it was Sam and Kevin's tent, Adrian's tent, and then Jason's tent. And then I went to go help Sam and her dad put up her tent. And that tent was ridiculous. Like, alright, Lauren's tent was one of those, it had like the bars that linked together with the little metal pieces in the middle. I think those are the ones you see most now anyways. Sam's tent was like one of her like older tents. Like, military don't even use these kind of tents anymore, I don't think. The ones that like you put the bars together, like you slide them into like the certain place and you have to put the pin in to keep them together. That was unnecessary. So ridiculous, because I guess they put little markings and stuff on the end so they know which ones go where. And that was just awful. But we got that one up. That one actually wasn't nearly as bad as I am like remembering it being. Like, it was just so different from what I'm used to. And then we went to go help Jason put up his tent, because like, alright, Sam, her dad, and I and Zach were helping put up Sam's tent. Everyone else at the party was helping trying to put up Jason's tent because it didn't come with instructions, and it was just about the same as it was just bigger. It was about the same as Sam's tent. So I had like those old bars that snap together, or they they slide together and you put the pin in to keep them all together. But it was a bigger version of one of those. That was ridiculous. I didn't really help out much with that. At this point the sun was down pretty much, so it was all dark out, and all I ended up doing was offering candle light and one of my little LED lights. Yes, I tend to over-prepare for certain things. I ended up bringing my matches and my emergency candles with me and my LED light. Didn't think I'd actually have to use them. Turns out they were actually rather useful. So I ended up providing light to everybody that was trying to figure it out. You got it figured out. Rather it was like a makeshift tent, because again we weren't going off of instructions. There weren't any to be had. There weren't even any pictures or anything. So we just sort of trying to prop it up, and we're like, it looks like it'll stay. And we were really hoping that it would. And yep, it held up all night and everything. And Jason was the first to pack up his tent and everything. Yeah, Adrian ended up setting up her tent, but hers was like a little one-person tent, and she didn't end up sleeping in it because she's like, oh, it's a sleepover, and don't want to sleep alone. So she ended up staying with us over at Lauren's tent. After we put up the tents, we ended up making s'mores. We ended up having to hunt for some wood. There wasn't a whole lot to be had, but it was enough to get a couple s'mores going, at least for everybody. And instead of using Hershey's bars for our s'mores, we used Reese's cups. I've never done that before. I don't know if anybody else has done that, but that was amazing. That was so good. I've never thought of that before, and that was really good. So I think next time I make s'mores, or ever have them, I'm going to insist on using Reese's cups. We spent a good time out at the fire, a good amount of time there. We ended up just getting a couple pallets of wood, and then just scavenging the area around Sam's yard for dead trees and stuff. Dead branches, not trees. Kevin actually found a knocked over little tree, but it was still too alive to burn. So the fire went going on for a little bit. What are we waiting for? Oh, then Eric ended up insisting that we all go in the pool again, so we ended up all going in the pool in the dark. Um, Sam's like backyard light was on, but it was still, it was dark, so it was actually kind of fun. And then there was some deck lights out by the pool, like some deck lights, and I actually had one of my candles propped up on the deck, which just kind of made a cool effect. And my face feels really weird right now. Like, first of all, being in the pool, that's my first time in the pool. Oh yeah, this is like another one of the big things. That was my first time going into any significant body of water in like 4 years. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. And so I got in the pool, and it was great. But yeah, like, I forgot how chlorine felt everywhere. Like, my hair responded so horribly to chlorine, and I think that's how it's supposed to, but I wasn't prepared for it, so that was interesting. And my face feels all like weird and dry. Like, I've already taken a shower and everything, but I still like feel like weird and everything, like, because it just dries you out. And now when I move my head around, I don't feel the fluid that got in there. Like, the morning after, this morning, or it's Tuesday now, I guess, 1 in the morning. Yesterday, when I woke up, I could still feel like the fluid rolling around in my head when I'd tilt around. That was awful. I totally forgot what that felt like. But anyway, swimming was really awesome. And I think at that point, yeah, we still had everybody, I think. And we all wanted to get dried out because everybody's kind of getting cold and stuff. And while we were all warming up, before we actually went to go do the fire, we ended up watching a movie, actually. So sometime time between tents and fire, we watched a movie. We watched the movie Hard Candy that I did a review on a couple videos ago. And only like one other person in the room had seen it, so that was really cool. It was Lauren. And I guess Sam's mom and her sister saw it, but they weren't really like there. Sam's mom stopped in for a little bit. And so I had like the whole room captivated by it, and it was really cool. I felt like this is what my movie nights are supposed to be all about, actually getting people interested in these movies and stuff. That's really why I have movie nights, is I have them just so I can, present these things that entertain me. But yeah, after the movie, then we went to go make s'mores. Then in the pool. We came inside because we were cold. And then everybody else except Kevin and I went to go play Munchkin. Munchkin's this, if you don't know, it's this little card game. It's hard to describe, but you can have a whole bunch of players for it, and so they were all playing it. And Kevin and I were in the living room on my PS3 playing 2-player Resident Evil 5, because I had informed him that I had a second controller. So we were all excited about trying some of that. He did good. We actually ended up getting an A rank before the night was out. I ended up breaking him into it. Of course, it was only on the first stage, but it's alright. He did great. So that was really fun. And then I think was when everybody had to go to bed, because the Munchkin game went on for a really long time and everybody was already tired. And then, we went to bed and we were in Lauren's tent, and then somewhere in there, Eric was asking me where we were going to sleep, and I was like, I think we're sleeping in the tent we helped put up. So we're there, and Adrian insists that she'd come stay with us because her tent was just sort of like this one little thing there. And then for like an hour or more after we all laid down, we were just talking, and Eric was demanding everybody tell some story or something. And so everybody told something except me. And it was just really funny. We had the most entertaining tent that night. We had the most people. I mean, there was our tent, there was Jason's tent with Jason, and then there was Sam's tent with Sam and Kevin, and then everybody else was in our tent. Zach didn't stay the night, though. And so that was just great. And truth be told, I actually didn't sleep. I was just sort of rolling around in the ground trying to find myself comfortable so I actually can go to sleep. And I was tired, which made it worse. I was tired, but I couldn't get comfortable, so I couldn't sleep. The ground was all uneven and bumpy and stuff. And of course, when morning came, it was because we didn't open up any of the windows or anything, so it was just boiling hot in there. And at some point, Lauren ended up just opening up the windows and trying to go back to sleep. Sleep didn't happen. And so we all just kind of got up, and Eric, JC, and Lauren ended up just taking their sleeping bags outside into the grass because it was so much cooler outside, and just laying down and just hanging out there for a while. And that was pretty much like the camp out thing. And then Kevin and I went to lunch yesterday. And so that's what happened at the camp hut thing, so that's what I missed in the last video.